Welcome back to the NFL Draft Bible Player Spotlight Show. I am your host, Chris Shanafelt, bringing you the names that you need to know first since 2002. Visit NFLDraftBible.com. We are less than a month away from the 2018 NFL Draft, and if you don't know this name, then you need to step your game up because he is certainly a name on the rise. It's a pleasure to be joined by one of the more impressive cornerbacks in the 2018 NFL Draft. He's Charvarius Ward, the defensive back out of Middle Tennessee State University. Charvarius, we really appreciate you taking some time to chat. How's everything going this evening?
Everything good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Really happy to get you on. Now, Charvarius, we're going to start off this interview by talking about something I normally don't talk about, at least not to start an interview, I should say, and that's your Twitter handle. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it's @_TheRealDBU.
Right.
And it didn't really hit me until I seen that Twitter handle, man, and then that's when it hit me. Middle Tennessee State University, you guys really have been flushing out quite a bit of talent, especially out of the defensive backfield lately. Of course, most notably being Kevin Byard, the all-pro safety for the Tennessee Titans. I really like Jeremy Coutrier, who came out, I believe it was last year or the year before. And, of course,
yes,
Sammy Seamster, who's still in the NFL, Jacksonville Jaguars right now. And then, of course, you and your teammate Mike Minter Jr., of course, look to be next this upcoming season. What's in the water down there in Murfreesboro, Tennessee? What would you attribute the success that you and fellow defensive backs have while playing for the Middle Tennessee State Blue Raiders?
First off, I would like to thank Coach Ellis for recruiting us, man. Coach Ellis, he got a real great eye for talent. Like when he sees something in you, he gonna try his hardest to recruit you and try to help you succeed. But man, other than that, we just be grinding down here. Like we just grind 24/7, 365, like never stop. We grind all day, every day to make a name for ourselves. And cause we know that we gotta do since we from a smaller school, so we know we just gotta grind, make plays, and just ball. So it's a mentality down here. All of us challenge each other to be great. We go at it every day, all day, try to work with each other. So we just grinding down here at MTSU.
Well, MTSU wasn't your first stop coming out of high school. You actually began at Hines Community College. What were those 2 years like in the JUCO ranks, and how did you ultimately land at MTSU?
Oh yeah, Coach Ellis recruited me out of Hines Community College, but Hines, it was a great experience. Like I enjoyed my time down there. I made a lot of plays down there. Met some great coaches, some great players down there in junior college. Junior college, it's a tough route to take, but if you stick through it and fight through everything, it's a struggle in JUCO. So I know, like, you just got to stick through and fight hard for everything that you want, and you'll make it out of there. So, Hines, it was a great experience for me, though.
74 tackles, 21 pass deflections, and 2 interceptions throughout your 2 years with the Blue Raiders at Middle Tennessee State. Charvarius, when looking back at your collegiate career, whether it was your last 2 years at MTSU or your first 2 years at Hines, what would you say is the most memorable play that you've made at the college level when looking back at your collegiate career 5, 10, 15 years down the road? What's going to be that first play that pops into your mind?
It was the last. It wasn't one play. It was like a accumulation of like 3 or 4 plays in a row. It was the last game of my career here at MTSU. In a bowl game against Arkansas State in the Raycom Camellia Bowl. They targeted me I believe 3 or 4 times in a row in the fourth quarter, and I broke up like every pass. I broke up all 3 of them passes in a row. So that was like the highlight of my career here in a bowl game. My last ride.
Hey, talk about the physicality you bring to the defensive backfield, especially playing the cornerback position. That's something that popped out right away when watching your tape, to me at least, Charvarius. I mean, it's not every day you see a cornerback play as physical as you do, especially right off the line of scrimmage, getting your hand, getting your face dirty, and trying to get physical with the wide receiver right off the snap. Where does that come from, and is that something you take pride in?
Yeah, right. I'm never scared to challenge a receiver to get in the receiver's face and play man and press him. I'm not afraid to get beat deep because I know I got good speed. So I just love to get in the receiver's face and mess up the timing of their routes and mess up the timing of the whole offense. Because if you can play man to man in the NFL, you'll be a very successful corner in the NFL. Because I know they like long corners that can play man. Because it's a lot of receivers in the NFL that just great. It's a lot of talent out there in the NFL. So I know you got to be able to play man. So that's like, I believe that's my greatest strength, playing man to man and being physical at the line of scrimmage, getting a good jam on receivers. And also going up high point the ball with the receivers, because these days it's a lot of 6'4", 6'5" receivers. So you got to be able to jump and go up there and be physical with the receiver at the point of the catch.
No doubt.
So yeah, I feel like that's one of my strengths, playing man to man.
What was it like lining up against wide receiver Richie James every day in practice? This is a guy that, like you, will be in the NFL in less than a year.
Oh yeah, we had a lot of great moments in practice. Like, I know iron sharpens iron, so he was a great receiver. Like, he the best receiver I ever went up against. Like, in game or in practice, he definitely helped me get a lot better, because he's a starter receiver. He's fast, he's quick, he's shifty. So if you can cover a slot receiver that's fast, quick, and shifty, I know I'll be able to cover the bigger receivers on the outside. That's bigger, they're a bigger target. So Ricky James, he helped me a lot in practice.
Again, we're chatting with Charvarius Ward, the incredibly athletic cornerback out of Middle Tennessee State University, here on the NFL Draft Bible Players Spotlight Show. He's getting ready for the 2018 NFL Draft. We're less than a month away, ladies and gentlemen. And Charvarius, your last college football game was the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl in Los Angeles at the Rose Bowl. What was that experience like, playing against some of the best in the country, and being coached by some who have played the game for years at the highest level, at a Pro Bowl level, or even at a Hall of Fame level? The NFLPA, they do a great job at getting former NFL players in there to coach you guys up. What was that entire experience like that week back in January down in LA?
Right, yeah. I believe my head coach is Darryl Green, the Hall of Fame defensive back for the Washington Redskins. The cornerbacks coach is Everson Walls. So those two Hall of Famers, they dropped a lot of knowledge on me. They taught me a lot about the game. I mean, it was a great experience. I had fun up there in LA. And the talent level from Conference USA to the NFLPA game, it was a lot different. Like, the receivers, they was a lot faster. They was a lot bigger, stronger. They were just better athletes, pure athletes out there at the NFLPA game. But I believe I held my own. I did pretty good. I didn't get burnt. I didn't give up too many catches. But it was a great experience for me. I loved it. I definitely do it again, though.
And talking to people I know who were down there in person, I mean, some were throwing your name out there as the best player down there. So, I mean, they're again, arguably the best player down there. You certainly helped yourself, made some money down there that week. And it didn't stop there, Charvarius. A few weeks ago, you had your pro day in front of 22 NFL teams that were in attendance, and you really opened up a lot of eyes. You ran a 4.40, 37.5-inch vertical, 11-foot broad jump. And, you measured in at 6 foot, 198 pounds. As you mentioned, teams love lengthy cornerbacks, and especially lengthy cornerbacks that can bring speed and athleticism. That's exactly what you do. And you can see that in your game film or even at this pro day performance. You got to tell us where you've been preparing at for your pro day. Who helped you get ready to put up those crazy type of numbers? And what's the feedback been like since that great performance?
I trained in McKinney, Texas, or Dallas, Texas. At Michael Johnson Performance, MJP. They got a lot of great trainers down there. Great staff. They helped me a lot. I got a lot stronger, a lot faster. And a DB coach named Clay Mack down there. I believe he's the best in the nation, Clay Mack. He helped me come out my breaks faster, smoother. Just catching the ball better. Picking my hips better. And so those are some of the guys that they helped me improve my game. And since pro day, I talked to at least 8 teams. I talked to a lot of teams. I got a visit to the Browns tomorrow. I leave to go to the Browns to Cleveland tomorrow. And the LA Chargers, they talking about flying me up there. And it's some more teams my agent telling me about, but nothing's really concrete stone yet. So we still waiting on it to happen.
Okay.
But it's a lot of teams that's interested in.
Well, hey, man, we know you're very busy. We got just a couple more questions for you, and then we're going to let you go. Again, a trip to the Cleveland Browns, a top 30 visit to the Cleveland Browns tomorrow. Really appreciate you, of course, sparing some time with us here today. I mentioned the numbers at your pro day. I threw out some stats, and even those stats don't really do your game much justice. As impressive as they are, I really do want to tell people to go out there and check out, even if it's a highlight film, if they could get their hands on some game film. You know, a lot of people actually have dubbed you as the most underrated defensive back in this year's draft class, Charvarius. Do you feel that's the case? What do you feel when you hear that statement, the most underrated defensive back in the 2018 NFL draft?
Well, I really just want to show everybody that I won't be the same player that I was in college. Like, I'll be a much better, a whole lot better version of myself than I was in college. I feel like, because I got my hands on a lot of balls in college. I had a lot of PBUs, pass deflections. So I feel like when I get to the NFL, I got to make all those plays. I got to fix all those interceptions. Because I know I got a lot of potential. I just got to live up to it. I know I'm going to be one of the great DBs of this draft class, for sure, positively, in this state.
And with that said, were you snubbed from the combine? Do you feel that, you know, there's a good chance that you're going to get an invite to perform in Indianapolis? And seeing as you didn't, has that given you more motivation?
Nah, I'm already motivated. Like, where I come from, that motivates me. And my level of the game, that motivates me also. But I don't feel like I was snubbed. I mean, I could have been there. I got as much talent as those guys, but I know I'm going to get my opportunity. I just got to take advantage of it whenever I get my opportunity. So I wasn't mad about not being invited to the combine. I know I could have been there. My talent is the same as those guys that was there, so I wasn't too mad.
Well, to say you made up for it at your pro day, I mean, would be an understatement. Right. Very vague question, and you could kind of go in any direction you want, Charvarius. But I'm curious, what is something that many people don't know about you?
Something that many people don't know about me. Let me see. Really, not nothing too interesting. Yeah, I play Fortnite a lot. I play Fortnite all the time. I play Fortnite all the time. I don't go to parties. And I was in a wheelchair when I was a kid. When I was real young, I was in a wheelchair for like a few months. So that's somebody that I know about. And I was in a wheelchair a little.
All right, and
I did 3 years in high school. So that's something people don't know about me.
Oh, okay. All right, and while getting ready for this interview, doing some research, you were only a one-sport athlete, is that right? I mean, a lot of times we see guys, you know, they have a lot of success at these pro days. Again, your pro day is one of the top, you know, really in the nation, and you know, I don't want to throw too much attention to just that because, again, I mean, you are a very impressive player on tape as well, so it's not like you're just a track star, and you weren't a track star in the past either. I mean, you just prepared for this day, you know, training at Michael Johnson Sports Performance, just like, I mean, it seems like I've spoken to at least 15, 20 guys that have been training down there, so it was no surprise to me at all that you were training down there, and again, one of the top facilities in the nation, but, you know, that just came with a lot of hard work. It's not like you have a past in track, is that right?
Yeah, my senior year in high school was my first time playing football, and it was also my first time running track. I ran the 4x1, the 4x2, the 4x4, and the 4x8, and we won a state championship in track. So I was a pretty good track star.
Okay.
As well as a football player too.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Okay. So that's something, again, I did not know, and many people may have not known that out there as well. Final question for you. Let's say we have all 32 NFL general managers. They're tuned into this very interview, and, you know, by the way you've been rising up the draft boards, I'm sure we will get some tuning into this interview, Charvarius. Why should they want the defensive back out of Middle Tennessee State, Charvarius Ward, a part of their organization?
Right. I'm very motivated, very humble. I won't let any coach or general manager down. I have a lot of potential. I'm gonna be a great player in the NFL. I can play all special teams, any special team that the coach needs me to do, I can do it. And I'm just gonna be a great player. Like, I know for a fact. Like, I won't let any coach down. I'm gonna be great. I know I am.
You know, you mentioned special teams. Do you have any experience playing special teams, whether it's a gunner, return, or anything like that?
Yeah, I played gunner. I played the gunner on punt. I was on kickoff. I was on kickoff return. I was like one of the hold-up guys on punt return. So I played all special teams in college.
All right.
I started on all of them. So I can play special teams.
Sounds good. Hey, I lied to you. Here's our final question. You're kind enough, of course, to join us, you know, a day before you head out to visit the Cleveland Browns. You're also kind enough to join us as now the national championship basketball game just tipped off. Who do you got winning tonight? Still early enough to make a prediction. Who do you got winning tonight, Villanova or Michigan?
Since Villanova beat Kansas and Malik Newman is from Mississippi, and I like Malik Newman. I wanted Kansas to win, so I'm gonna go with Michigan because Villanova they beat Kansas, so I'm going Michigan.
Okay, see now I'm in the complete opposite of you. I gotta go Villanova because Michigan knocked off Loyola. I'm out here in Chicago, and they knocked off the Cinderella story of the year in Loyola. So I gotta go Villanova. So sounds good. I'm going with Villanova. You're going with Michigan. Charvarius, 2018 NFL draft prospect, cornerback out of Middle Tennessee State. Again, a name you guys got to look out for here at the end of the month for the 2018 NFL draft. Thanks a bunch for joining us, man. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate it anytime.